yacha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatar varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. So friends, welcome back to the second session. We will be continuing with the same topic, as you know. Actually speaking, we will start talking about Vyasa's way of divine love. And as you know, Vyasa is the writer of the Bhagavata Purana. Bhagavata Purana is famous for its depiction of the avatarhood of Sri Krishna. That is very important. Now, what I am going to say is about how to utilize all our doors to receive the grace. Like there are 9 doors in our body, and they should be opened unto God. You will see that in the Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says that we have 6 senses, 6 sense instruments through which we experience the world. These 6 senses have got tremendous power either to help us in our spiritual path or to degrade us even below the level of humanity. So these 6 senses, Shankaracharya in a very telling manner he says how each one of the senses are equipped with tremendous possibilities to bring our mind down or create the destruction of us. He says, you know that famous verse that because of the excessive power of the sense organs, na kuranga matanga patanga meena bhringa. Kuranga means the deers. The deers have been attracted by the sense of sound. The hunters, they would play flute, and then the deer would come out of their hiding place, and then they used to kill the deer. Because of the sense of hearing, the ear, they meet with their destruction. Matanga, the elephant, because of the touch of the female elephant, they go on, they expose them their hiding places, and then they are subject to the killing by the hunters. They would fall in the trap, they may be killed. So sparsha, the touch. Then fire, rupa, matanga, patanga. Patanga means the insects, flying insects. They look at the fire and attracted by the color of the fire, and because of the eyes and their attraction towards rupa, color, they fall into that fire and kill themselves. So patanga, meena, the fish, because of the bait, it creates a taste in their mouth and they eat it and then they die. They are caught. And bhringa means the black bees. They are also destroyed because of the sense organs. So like that, Shankaracharya now tells all these 6 senses are active in human beings. So what would be our case? What would be the extent of danger that we would be facing while living in the world, dealing with worldly things? So he is giving a stark warning here that we must be extremely careful. Not only careful, but extremely careful, because all these sense organs, they are dragging us to our destruction. That is why the Upanishad itself has said, Paranchi khani vyatrinat swayambhu. That as if the Creator God has shown his enmity towards us. Therefore, he has created all our sense organs together with their instruments going outside. They are trying to get information and things from outside. So, Paranchi Khani Vyatrina. Khani means all these instruments. Paranchi, outside, looking outside. As if he has created enmity with us. So therefore, how to utilize all these sense organs for our own good? And Bhagavata Purana says that there is one way. Utilizing all these sense organs for creating our liking for God, love for God, and finally being in God. So then they, instead of bringing us to our ruin, they can help us to get us our liberation. That is the idea in the Bhagavata Purana, which is written by none other than the Vyasa. So I would call it the Bhakti as propagated by Vyasa, because he is the person who wrote it. And this is the very famous Navadha Bhakti, 9 types of devotion. Navadha Bhakti or Navavidha Bhakti. It is in the Bhagavata Purana. It is said by Prahlada that this in this 7th chapter, maybe the 5th part of the 7th chapter, there may be 23rd, 24th, these are the verses where he mentions these 9 types of devotion. Now, the Prahlada himself was a great devotee of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, or Krishna, a great devotee of Vishnu. So, you know the story of Prahlada. He was the son of a demon king, Hiranyakasipu. So Hiranyakasipu wanted to teach his son the lessons about how to control the kingdom and about his own glories. So from the beginning, from his birth, the child was too much attracted towards God. And being a Danava, Daitya, demon himself, Hiranyakasipu would never like it, that his own son will be more dependent on God than on him. So therefore he sent him to this Skanda, what is that? Shanda and Amarta. These 2 brothers, they were also demons. Then he sent this young child to their home so that he would be taught the things about Hiranyakasipu and about the kingdom, about how to rule a kingdom in the demon world. So then Prahlada went there and got in touch with some of his young friends who were also being taught by these 2 great, strong, very strong teachers. They had big bodies, so that the children were very much afraid of them. But what happened to this Prahlada? He went on teaching the other kids how to pray to God Vishnu, Bhagavan Vishnu. He taught all prayers and how to do puja, etc. Now one day these 2 brothers, they discovered that this fellow is doing these things. Then they got scared because the king Hiranyakasipu, he might not spare them. So they tried to convince the child about the supreme authority of his father Hiranyakasipu and to arouse love for his father, for his tribe, that is the demoniac tribe. But nothing worked. this child will not accept. Rather, whenever they were saying, who is the Lord of this universe, Hiranyakasipu, the child said, no, Vishnu. Then they thought, now it is time that we take him back to his father. Then after hearing all these things, as you know, the father got so angry. A demon's anger does not differentiate between others and his own child. So he wanted to kill this child. There are hundreds of methods he applied on this poor kid. But the kid was so much convinced about the existence of Vishnu and about his protective power and about the benevolent power of God, which makes one's life much better, divine. So he won't accept anything, any threat. None of the threats could stop him. One after another, more and more diabolical, more cruel means Hiranyakasipu took. Nothing worked. And that is a big story. There are so many things. He was put below the feet of the mad elephant. He was thrown from above a big cliff. He was tied with big weight and put inside the ocean. Every time he came out victorious and came back, then the father was so much angry that he called him to his court in front of everyone, and he threatened him. And he asked, now tell me, who is the ruler of this whole creation? And he said, Bhagavan Vishnu is the ruler of this whole creation. He just threw him away. And again he caught hold of him, just like torturing like that, and asked, tell me, where is that creator, that great Vishnu? He said, he is everywhere. Everywhere, in you, in me, in everywhere, everywhere. Even in demons, in the gods, in the creation, he is everywhere. Then he, as you know, he was angry and asked, is he there on that fourth pillar there? Then he said, of course he is there. Then he was very much angry with his sword. He went to, it is written in the Bhagavata that he went with the sword. But in the pictures from our childhood, we have seen he went to the big mace, Gada. With that, he went to break that. Well, he hit it so hard that it broke and came out roaring, a hugely different type of figure. It is neither a human being nor an animal. Because Hiranyakasipu had a protective boon that neither a human being nor an animal, not during daytime nor night time, like that so many protective boons were there that he can be killed, but these conditions have to be fulfilled. So Vishnu came in the form of Narasimha. Narasimha means neither a lion nor a man, they both together. And it was neither daytime nor nighttime, it is in the twilight hours. Then he should be killed not on the earth nor in the sky. So you know that Narasimha put him on his lap and killed him. So this way, then Prahlada started, and then Narasimha was so angry that they did not know what to do. Then they pushed Prahlada in front of him to quieten that angry Narasimha. Then Narasimha found him and took him on his lap and started licking him like a mother. So that is the story of Prahlada. So this Prahlada, when his father, in the earlier times before he was sent to Sanda and Amarka, so this father asked him very fondly, well, tell me what way you should propitiate your Lord. Lord means me, like that, your protector. Then he spoke this wonderful verse that Prahlada was saying to his father that these are the way that you can think of God and propitiate him. So he used the words Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. Shravana means hearing, Kirtanam means chanting the name of God, Vishnu's name. And Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, and remembering him, worshipping him, Archanam, and ritualistic worshipping, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, then Archanam, Bandhanam, and then Atma Nivedanam. These are all one after another. They are all different ways, using all our senses, our faculties to remember God and pray to Him, so that we can invoke God's benevolent blessings on us. So this is the story, and this is the background of this verse. Now the first one is very important. This first way to propitiate God, that is very important. And we will try to talk about that to some extent. That Shravanam, hearing. What is this idea of hearing? Tat Kathanam, you talk about that, you think about that, you propitiate, pray, all these things are there, but this Shravanam is very important. Holy Mother has said that have you read the life of Sri Ramakrishna? Sarath has written such a beautiful volume, and I get it read out to me many times, and then you see that you are in touch with Sri Ramakrishna. So hear about the life of Sri Ramakrishna. So they try to hear the life of God, how the incarnation lived in this world like that. There is a wonderful story, that too in this Bhagavatam, that is about Maharaja Parikshit. They call it Parikshit Maharaja. Parikshit Maharaja was the grandson of Arjuna. So he was a pious man and he was the king. So he had the duty to remove many wild animals, those who would be invading the localities. So he would sometimes go into the forest and kill these wild animals. So once he was tired of doing his job like that, so he wanted to drink some water. So he came to the hut of a hermit, of a sage. His name is Shamika. And the sage was completely merged in meditation, in samadhi. The Parikshit Maharaja sat down there on the floor and asked for some water. Saw that the sage was sitting, but he did not hear because he was in meditation. The Parikshit Maharaja wanted to drink water because he was very thirsty. So he thought maybe the Muni or the sage has heard him but not responding. So what he did to take revenge or to insult the Rishi, he brought a dead snake and put that snake around the neck of this Shamika Rishi. And then he left. After some time, the young son of Shamika, he came and he saw that his name is some Kadru or something. So he came and he saw that his father has been insulted by someone like that. Then he removed that snake and felt very bad and then uttered a curse. The person who has done that to insult my father should die within 7 days. That was his curse. Then what happened? The Shamika came down from his meditation, and then the son told everything to him. Then he felt very bad. He said, he is the king, he is our protector, he is taking care of a big country and so many people are being maintained and benefited by him. So why did you curse? You are the son of a sage. You should know how to control your anger. Anger is the greatest enemy. Now what have you done? Look at it. This king will die within 7 days because it is an irreversible curse. So one cannot do anything about it. Then what he did, he sent one of his disciples to Maharaja Parikshit to inform him about this curse. He was not aware of this. But the rishi was so kind. He said, an insult to my body is nothing. But he is a king. We have to see that he is protected. So he sent someone and then that person informed Parikshit. Now Parikshit is in big dilemma, what to do. But because he was very pious, then he thought of the right way to consult the great sages or their family priest and others. Because he suddenly saw that, well, I have to die, everyone has to die and I have to die, but I will die in 7 days. So I know when I am going to die, how to utilize these 7 days. So he knew that death is a crisis, but it should be converted into a creative crisis. Death is a crisis, but it is not the end of me. So it is changing our like dress, as Sri Krishna says in the Gita, that vasangsi jirnani yatha vihaya. As people change the worn out clothes, similarly we go on changing our bodies. So death is not an end of me, but it is a creative crisis. Creative, I should see that I can do or make the best out of it. And the chance, great chance is that I have been given a target date when I should die. So it is in my hands how I will utilize this time. You see, there is a story in history when Akbar took over the throne. He was very young. But during this time, this Bairam Khan, he was his protector. He actually took care of Akbar. So Akbar promised to him that when I am settled down properly, I will make you emperor for 1 day. This is history. For 1 day I will make you the emperor. So when the time came and Akbar said, now you can just take your leave and make a pilgrimage to Mecca. So I promise to you that I will make you a king for 1 day. So which day do you choose? Then he chose 1 day and then he made a king for that day. Now Akbar is very, very intelligent king, emperor, though he was young, but he was very intelligent. He knew that if the emperor passes a law, that has to be obeyed. So what he planned, the whole day he will keep Bairam Khan so busy with lot of amusement, dances, attending this function, inaugurating this, that whole day is busy. Tight program, minute to minute schedule Akbar gave. And what happened, Bairam Khan did not have time to do this passing laws, etc., the work of the kingdom. So he was completely blown away by all so much of praise, so much of honor, so much of opening and all these things. And suddenly it was the day that is already gone. So Bairam Khan could not pass a law. So this is one way to spend time. 1 day and then the whole day is spent with all types of amusement and all this nonsense. But Parikshit, he thought, I have got 7 days. Can you think of this? What is this? A few million units of milliseconds. The 7 days multiplied by now this 24 hours multiplied by 60 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds multiplied by 1000 milliseconds. So it comes to more than a few million means 600 some 34 million milliseconds. And now they say that in 1 millisecond this world is created. And so how much time, how many universes could have been created within that time? What a possibility. Now see, this is an intelligent person. So he looked at this tremendous possibility, opportunity these 7 days hold for him. So this is a creative crisis. So he is facing the ultimate crisis of this life, but he is not forgetting about this fact that this is just a passing phase. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaja called his people. You see this in the our Kathopanishad. This question about death came, and that is the whole story of the Kathopanishad. That is one of the most wonderful poetic Upanishads, as Swamiji has said. That Kathopanishad deals with this particular topic of death. What happens after death? You see, Nachiketa came and asked this question, Yoyang prete vichikitsa manusye astitye ke nayam asti tichaike, etc., etc. So the idea is that Yama was very pleased with him. And then he said, I will give you 3 boons. The 2 boons, they were very, very ordinary. And Nachiketa said, okay, give me that. Means one is the one knowledge about the art of doing a ritualistic worship. So that is yaga thought. But when the 3rd boon has to be asked, then Nachiketa asked this. I want to know this from you, that some people say that this life exists after death. And some people say that it does not. So which one of this is true? I want to know it from you. Now, Yama is trying to dissuade him, to divert his attention, say, I will give you so many things, I will give you this type of enjoyment, you take it. But they forget about this boon. You are such a small child. Why you are asking about the thing which will come at the end of your life? Don't ask this question now. Just go on living the life. When you become old, then you ask the question. Nachiketa will not budge. He said, no. Why? There is a nice thing about Yama. He said, Vakta chasya twadriga nyuna labhya. I will not get another teacher like you, even in this world, in the nether worlds. Why? Because you are a person who knows the story, this side and that side. This is a question not about death, it is about life also. So you are the Yama, you are the king of death. You know what happens after death, and you also know what happens before death. So you are a person standing at the threshold, seeing both sides. Therefore, your information is the most accurate information. There is no question what happens. I don't know. Probabilities are there. You know, there are probability questions. Probability is that Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of a probability, wonderful idea. He says that suppose there is some jewel in the next room. Somebody said that there is jewel in the next room. Now you are the thief, you are staying in this room. And there is jewel in the next room. Now you are a thief, you would like to take that jewel. But now you are not very sure about the jewel, whether it is there or not. The scriptures also, they have discussed this point. They logically, they call it Samvadi Brahma and Asangvadi Brahma. The Brahma, it is an information which can be untrue or can be true also. The probability is there that this exists, the jewel exists in the next room, or the jewel does not exist. Can you remember this type of probability idea in Schrodinger's cat example? He said that the cat inside that box, either it is dead or it is alive at the same time. This is a kind of absurdity. Now, the probability here for the thief is that if he breaks into that room, then he will know whether the jewel is there or not. And if he does not break into it, then he will be always in tension. So therefore, what he should do? That is one question. These two probabilities will be solved when he breaks into that room. And then that probability collapses, that is Schrodinger's idea, word, collapses into a fact that it is there or it is not there. Probability collapses into a fact. And then if you break into the room, you find whether it is there or what is not there. So fact is there. Therefore, the thief has to break into the room. Sri Ramakrishna says, what will the thief do? He has to break into it and then take it. If it is there, fine. If it is not there, still fine. It becomes a fact. So what to speak of this probability which is so important about our existence? Should we just ignore it? That some people said, no, nothing exists after this. Some people said, no, there is no God. Should we accept this? This we will accept at our own cost, at the cost of our own existence. You will discover whether you exist there or not. That is the final idea here. What will you do? Not this probability. This is a tremendously prospective probability. Therefore, this crisis is called a creative crisis. So therefore, this small child is asking this question. I want to know for sure what happens there, because you are the only person who knows about it. And therefore, he wants to take up this adventure. So the Maharaja Parikshit, he thought the prospect of having so much time at his disposal to utilize it to know who he is and what is there after this. So this is a tremendous example. And there what he did, he asked the sages who were available to him and asked, in such a situation, when I am faced with such a dilemma, so what will be my way? What way I should spend these 7 days? And what will happen if I don't follow that way? So if you say that I should spend these 7 days thinking of God, so what will happen? And if I don't do that, what will happen? And then that is the whole of the Bhagavata there. What will happen, it says. So then Shuka read out the Bhagavata to him. And all 7 days he went on listening to the Bhagavata until the Taksaka comes and kills him. So see that the turning all types of our difficulties, problems into some creative crisis, that is the most intelligent question. Therefore, the Parikshit told his advisors, the rishis, I want to die intelligently, not like a fool. I want to die intelligently. And the question is there whether I would exist after this or not. And then what way I should proceed to face these 7 days. Such a wonderful idea you will not get anywhere. This is the Bhagavata Purana. So there he listened to this Bhagavata for 7 days. So this is the great example of Shravana. Just listening to the glories of the Lord. Not only glories, there are creation material, there are 12 chapters of the skandhas of the Bhagavata. They not only deal with Sri Krishna's life, but they deal with the creation itself. There you will find astonishing ideas that in the mythological literature, the Hindus thought of time as in millions and millions of years, distance in millions and millions miles, yojanas, sahasra yojana, like that. In Greek idea, there would be, see these numericals. They cannot write big numbers because they thought the earth is flat, it is not that big, and all these peculiar ideas. So in Hindu mythology itself, you will see so much of idea about unlimited time, unlimited extent of space, all these things. So Bhagavata Purana deals with God and His creation, His Leela. Vishnu and His creation, that is called His Leela. So this is the example of Sravana, that we can go on listening to satsang. You are sitting in a group and you're reading something, discussing the theme about what you have read out. This is all these things that you are utilizing one faculty, that you can hear. You can hear good things, good thoughts, good ideas, and think on that. And as long as you have been hearing these things, at least during that time, your mind is getting pure, because there is no space for impurity to come in, because you are only listening to pure things. At least you are really concentrated there, and then that time is a good time that you are spending to put in pure data into your mind. So that is one idea of the word Sravana. Then Kirtanam. Kirtanam, there is this great example of the life of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Chaitanya Dev's life is full of the idea of Kirtana. Even when these two rogues like Jagai Madhai, they hurt him, beat him, but still he hugged them and said, just sing the glory of the Lord and dance. So he went on propagating this idea of Kirtana. You see that this other, some the groups are there also doing Nagara Kirtana, means chanting the name of the Lord together with dance and also music, all these things. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, and also you go on talking about God to others. So one of our devotees, he every now and then he will bring one friend, that he has tried to convince this friend that Berlin Center is a place where you can come, you can get nice universal ideas, there is no dogmatism, they don't hate any religion, all these nice ideas, they would feed the mind of this newcomer, and then this person comes already converted like that. You'll see that as if he is already converted and he knows much, this new one, he or she knows much about us. And many of our regular attendees don't know much about us. They say, hello, Swami. But this new convert will come and then start addressing us, Maharaj, how are you doing? What is this? He does not know. So this is a kind of kirtanam. You yourself go on talking about the glories of the Lord and where these things will be physically available, what is very practical. So he would try to convince someone. We do live with many people in the office everywhere, but we don't think it's not necessary. I am quite fine with this. I don't want to convince someone. But he has taken this holy mission unto himself, that he would try to convince others and bring them here. So this is a kind of kirtanam. As long as he is going on talking about God and good things about these divine practices, he is actually doing preaching the glory of God, singing the glory of God. So this way, this person is always engaged in a very holy work. Then smaranam, think of the Lord. There are so many ways to think of the Lord through meditation. You can sit in meditation, concentration, reading with contemplation. This is a wonderful way. That is why they call Leela Dhyanam. Leela Dhyanam, if you are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, as you are reading, what are you experiencing? You are just mentally seeing the place where Sri Ramakrishna is sitting on the couch, small couch. Because it is written there. Sri Ramakrishna is now sitting on the small couch. In front of him on the floor, there are seated these people, names, and the Ganga is flowing to the north, and the cool breeze from the west is blowing, and all this, there is a small lamp in front of Sri Ramakrishna glowing. You are reading that, and what are you doing? You are visualizing. So, smaranam, that it is lila dhyanam. You are thinking of what is happening. You are with Sri Ramakrishna. In no other scripture, you will find such a wonderful description that you will feel to be in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna. It will transport you to Dakshineshwar immediately in spite of the aerial distances. But you are there immediately. Just think of this. What a great contribution. Your mind is equipped with this type of picture that you are in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna. So this is what is called smaranam. Then there is another one, Padasevanam. Padasevanam is actually not that you touch the feet of the Lord. Of course, we do that, and because of that, many bad things also have happened. If you go to the temple of Vithalji in Maharashtra, Vitthal Deva is there, and people are allowed to touch his feet disappeared. No more feet, only he is standing on the lake. Feet are no more there, only flowers there. And I saw that one, what happened? No, because of the touching of the devotees have taken away his feet like that. So it is not that touching the feet of the Lord, but what is the Upanishadic idea? Padosya Vishwabhutani Tripadasya Amritang Divi. So this Purusha, the Creator, Lord, Vishnu, his pada means the footstool. Wherever he is available, pada means part. Pada means part. That is the Mandukya Upanishad, Tritiya pada, Pratama pada, Ditya pada, etc. Pada means part. So that is why Sri Krishna says in the Gita that Vishtabhyam idam kritsnam ekangshena sthito jagat. I pervade the whole creation, and that creation is one part of mine. Still, I am there beyond the creation also. The creation is limited, and I am unlimited. So one part only is the creation, and that is the pada of the Creator, Vishnu. Padosya Vishwabhutani. So therefore, when people are remembering God by touching the feet of the Lord, you see, in our scriptures it is said that the pada, the feet of the Lord, is the holiest. That is why in the Bible also it is said that the world is his footstool, because he touches this world with his feet. And that is the holiest. And there we touch our head because it is holy. In all religions you will see we bend down, and many religions earlier it used to be that they used to touch the feet. Why? Because it is the holiest. Though the head is there is one part of the Creator, but pada. Pada means it is the holiest. So people touch it. And padbhyam shudro ajayata. From there, those feet, those 2 feet, the shudra, they are born, because their number is maximum. So brahmanosya mukhamasit, says the Vishnu's, the mouth, from mouth the brahmanas were created, and from the feet the shudras were created. That is why that is the holiest of the whole body of the Creator. So pada means, pada sevanam means you serve the creation, taking care of the climate, taking care of the flora and fauna, taking care of human beings, serving them. These are all pada sevanam. It is not that you have to touch the feet of the Lord. This way we can touch him, touch his feet. So pada sevanam. Then archanam. Archanam, as I said, that we can do all ritualistic worship. We can do actually the rituals that are given in the Vedas. Those rituals have tremendous effect. I will give one example. It is not that easy to just discard those things to be just rituals. I will narrate one fact. It is not a hearsay, or it is not some kind of story. It is a fact. I was in Chennai, and that time it was there was tremendous drought. And so Supreme Court has a stricture that if anyone in any state, any single person, even one person dies out of hunger, means without getting food, then that government has to resign. That government will fail. So to cover up this thing, there are some 6-7 people committed suicide because their crops were all gone, burnt, and then they have nothing to eat. Then Jayalalitha government, I'm naming that, but the government announced that no, there is no such death. They died because of family quarrel and this, that, they make up all political things. But what happened, this drought was continuing. We in Chennai, we also felt the brunt of that drought and heat. So suddenly, I don't remember who among us, one of our Swamis, he discovered a fact, what happened, a story, what happened in Holy Mother's life. During Holy Mother's time, there was drought all around. Then people from nearby places, they came to Holy Mother and said, Mother, you are here. That is why all are green all around. Your grace is there. But all around your place, you see, all are burning, and we don't have any rain for a long time. Please bless us. Then Holy Mother said, do one ritual. What is that ritual? Now, you worship Sri Ramakrishna with 1008 lotuses. Worship Sri Ramakrishna with 1008 lotuses. So when you are offering one flower, so this Gandhapuspam or this lotus, Padma, Kamalam, we are offering to Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sarvadeva Deviswarupaya, Sri Ramakrishna, this long mantra. With that, one lotus is offered. So we did the puja. What we did, we decided to do that. Holy Mother said, do this puja, and while this puja will be going on, offering will be going on, you go on pouring water on the head of Shiva. Shiva image is there, Baneshwara Shiva, and chanting his Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, like that. Do this. And they took one Swami from ashrama and then collected 1008 lotuses and did this. And that night it rained so heavily there, and it was great grace of Mother. And second place, third place, everywhere this news spread like wildfire, and everyone calling our Swami. The Swamis were out of number at that time. Then they came and said, Mother, we are not getting Swamis. Hire one priest and do this. The ritual is ritual. Hire one priest everywhere. And very simple puja, they did it. Everywhere it rained, without exception. Everywhere, wherever they did, it rained. So we thought, why don't we try that in Chennai? In modern age, what would happen? Probability is there. It may happen, may not happen. Let us try if it happens. So that is the bait here. So we were so desperate that, and also daring, that we printed a leaflet announcing, distributed the leaflet everywhere, announcing that we will be doing special puja of Sri Ramakrishna on that day, and 1008 lotuses will be offered, etc. All details from this time to that time. And we did that, and many people brought a lot of lotuses. We did buy 1,000, more than 1,008, but many more lotuses came. After that puja, you should have seen that image. Thakur's face was visible, and all lotuses all around like that. He was buried under the lotuses. Maybe he was feeling tired, so just give them water and rain, and then I am freed from this. So then we went on pouring water. It took about 4.5 hours to finish all this. And then we did it, and some people did come. It was a weekday, and some people did come and attend it. Well, 30, 40 people are there. But many people are aware of this fact that Ramakrishna Madam is doing these things. Then we looked at the sky in the afternoon, nothing. Then on the Bay of Bengal and Chennai sky, it is always like that, dry, dry, dry. Then in the evening, nothing. Then after dinner, we waited till 12 o'clock, nothing. So this ritual failed. Well, we know this ritual failed. Then we went to sleep around 2 o'clock. The heavens opened like anything. Big thunder and big rain. We got up and went out to get wet in that rain. So much rain, so much thunder. Now what will you say? Next day, our two brahmacharis went to buy some flowers to the flower market. And in Chennai, you know, their drainage facility is not good because there is not much rain or water available. So drains have got dried up. So all water everywhere. Then these brahmacharis lifted their cloth and went to buy. And these people, they were making pranam to them. Baba, yesterday you did puja. That is why God's grace is coming down like that. They were praising. So Archanam has got tremendous effect. I can vouch for it that people do tell us, please pray for us for this. We should pray because we don't pray for ourselves. We pray for these people taking their name. And sometimes we do rituals also, we do offer flowers, but we do sometimes if the situation is bad, we do special puja to Thakur. We don't tell those people we are doing this. Sometimes our people do discover why this Swami is mad now. Today he has to do this puja. Today he brought so many flowers. Suddenly there are so many flowers already there. So they don't know actually. I get the information, I do this because these ritualistic prayers, they have tremendous effect. That proves the existence of God and He is listening to us. So Archanam. Then Vandanam, you go on praying, and then Dasyam, you prostrate before God. When we prostrate before God, it does not make God big. It makes us more humble. That is the contribution. So, and then Atmanivedanam is the last one. Atmanivedanam means that is the idea that we offer ourselves to God. Once there was someone in Germany itself, this lady said that why do you spend so much money to offer to the images or to the photos, whereas you could have offered this money for the good of people, all these things. So one of our Swamis in this retreat, he said, yes, that you think like that, but if you would have known what God is, you would have offered yourself. You would not have given some flowers. You would have offered yourself to God. That is what is called Atmanivedan. That is so true. We don't know what God is and how we are related to God. That is why we give some flowers. Our tradition is, our monks, they say, hey, give nice sweets, nice food for puja, because we know they will come back to us. If God would have eaten them, then we would have given cheaper varieties of food, fruits. But because we will eat, and once one of our Swamis told Bhutesanandaji Maharaj, I was there in front of him, and this Swamiji was so innocent, and he was a pujari in one of our centers. They said, Maharaj, today I have offered coconut to Thakur in the morning puja and among the fruits, and for Thakur I have offered. Maharaj looked at him and said, I don't know if Thakur likes coconut, but I think you like it. Maharaj, yes, I like it. So that is true actually. He likes coconut, so he gave coconut to Thakur. He knows that if prasad will come, then I will eat. So this is like that. In return, what we get. So when we know what God is, we will offer ourselves, what to speak of this, some flowers. Because nothing in this world belongs to us. we have not created anything in this world. Rather, God has created us. Therefore, we are not owner of anything. Even if you work in the bank or whatever it may be, you are not the owner of anything. Everything is within His creation. So He is the owner. That is why Sri Ramakrishna says that God laughs on two occasions. When two brothers are dividing a property between them, and when the doctor says, "Don't worry, I will save your child." Now God laughs. Why? He thinks, who is the savior? He is the savior. And then he's saying, who is the owner of this land? And they are dividing my land between them and quarreling on that. Which half is the better half? This is a big problem. So God laughs at the stupidity of us. So therefore, Atma-nivedana means when we really know what God is, we will give ourselves unto God. No question of offering just a few flowers. So this way we can utilize all our faculties to just be with God constantly in His aura, within His aura. And then it is so wonderful to live a life like that, dedicated to God. So I will stop here. Thank you very much. This is, in short, the ways of divine love as propagated by Vyasa. Namaskar. So that's all. If you have any question, it is so wonderful, nice ideas.
Here. Do they have the same benefit?
Yes, of course. Yeah, not only Purohit, because in those days it was like that. But so, as we have seen in our Ramakrishna tradition, it does not matter who is a Purohit, who knows the ritualistic worship. But thing is that we will be offering these things with all our heart. That's what we have seen, and when Swami Vivekananda used to, and also Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, they used to do puja, they would just meditate and offer things. Oh God, it is there, you accept it. Holy Mother, in Holy Mother's life, there's such a nice example. And they were cooking food for them, then they will eat and go, but the rice got burnt. And Holy Mother, broken, this pot got broken, it fell on the ground. Holy Mother took up from some rice from the upper portion and offered to Thakur. So the idea is with what feeling you offer, that is important than what you say before offering, how you do your hands, nothing. That is very true, I can assure you. Anyone, there is no question of Purohit or monk or anything, anyone. All are God's children. Thakur says that the child who is calling the father only Pa, not Papa, doesn't the father understand that it is calling him? So God is a conscious principle, not a stone. Therefore, He understands all our moves. That is the idea. Yes, of course. Okay then. So we'll call it a day or